She was named Woman to Watch by Tilburg Foundation. She's an inspiration. And she will share her own experiences with us today. We'll talk about, being an entrepreneur, franchising, opportunities, challenges.
When you get up on these high seats, sometimes wearing the dress is not the best.
So, just to give you a little bit of background about our business, I traveled the world with a Turkish coffee truck for 6 years. I started this initiative with wonderful volunteers and supporters, and I have an incredible community behind me. We started distributing Turkish coffee, distribute friendships. We started back in 2012, and we started from Washington, D.C. We traveled all the East Coast, New York, even like Boston, Yale University, Harvard University. And the project, the Culture Diplomacy Project for Turkish Coffee Truck, was honored by the United States Congress. It was honored as a friendship project. And it showed how powerful it can be. Conversations over coffee, how to build friendships from people with different backgrounds. It was so powerful, we got featured by Washington Post, BBC, many media outlets, and we started getting many demands from all over the world. And we traveled to Europe in this another 3 years, Netherlands, Belgium, France. We were just traveling just to spread love for Turkish coffee. It wasn't for profit, it was just all volunteer. Next year, Canada. And I was working at World Bank at that time, and I realized this was my passion. And I wanted to do it all the time, not just once a year. And I started doing my own business. It was tougher than traveling the world with a truck, really. And I became a mother, so it was difficult a little bit for me at the time, but I was really committed to this. So I started going to some workshops, taking classes about how to write a business plan, how to do financial forecasts, talking to mentors. It took me some time to really build my brand itself. But when I met Faisal, she gave me the perspective and she inspired me because she taught me that I had something unique and I should grow it and I should take a chance. It's been a year, we became good friends. She inspires me constantly. And she helps so many young entrepreneurs like myself. Last year around this time, I was thinking how I can open this coffee shop. It's impossible. There's permits, there's a process, no investment. Now we can have franchising. How about that? Dreams come true, ladies. You just need to work hard. You need to have the courage from the inside and support from the outside. And then everything will work fine. So I will just give the floor to our amazing lady. Please welcome her with a big applause. And the floor is yours.
How do you top that? This is amazing. I think it's exactly a year today that we met. A year today. And this lady says, you want to come and talk at my coffee location in Tyson? I was like, hell yeah! It was here. It was here. It's this lady truly is a force of nature. She really is. If any of you know her personal story, and I won't go into details, she is absolutely amazing. And each of you are. And I think that's really at the heart of it is the message, right? We each come with our own unique gifts and capabilities and superpowers. We all have them. You might be Wonder Woman, you might be someone else, but you have that superpower, right? Trying to figure out what that is. She did it through a very unique path. Each of you can do it through a unique path. I did it in the way that was most familiar to me, given my skill set and my background, and here we are today. Let's see, I would say, sure. I'll give you guys a little bit about myself, and And then I think I don't like talking at people, so I would really love for this to be a conversation. Just ask me questions, give me your thoughts. I'll give you a little bit of my story and why I'm here today, how I'm here today. My journey into the world of franchising began in April of 2015. At the time, I was working in the corporate world with a tiny company, some of you may have heard of, called Verizon, a pretty small company. And I was with the company for about 8 years. I was in government relations. I was a walking, talking stereotype of a bad corporate executive. Very unhealthy, never cooked. Actually, I still don't cook a whole lot, so maybe that was enough. Didn't cook, 80-hour weeks, very stressful lifestyle, barely saw my daughter who at the time was about 11, 12 months, or maybe a little over a year, barely saw my son. That was my life. And I knew I needed a change because at the heart of it all, I did work that I was good at, but it was not the work that I loved. For me, that was important to be able to. For some time, I've been planning to leave the company. It was just a matter of when. And when my boss came to me and said, we had wave after wave of layoffs, and in this particular round, your position got eliminated. I always say it wasn't a blessing in disguise, it was a straight up blessing. And we were probably sitting this close, and when he said that to me, he barely finished the sentence and I got up and I gave him a hug. I believe that was the first and the last time the man ever got a hug for giving a pink slip. I left the company, and because I've been planning to leave for some time, I had planned financially and otherwise. That is what gave me the runway for about a year to figure out what it is I wanted to do next. I had no idea what I was going to do next, but there were 3 things that I knew had to happen, whatever the next thing was. The first thing, I wanted to be able to do work that I loved. And I didn't know quite what it was. I love a lot of things, like many of them. That was the first thing. The second thing, I wanted to be able to do work that allowed me to spend as much time as I wanted with my daughter. One of my biggest regrets in life will be that I missed the first year of my daughter's life. Other than a few home videos, pictures that my husband and I would take on the phone, I truly don't have any memories. Because I was always at work, and when she was in my arms, I was on the phone. That's probably familiar to a lot of you. Yes, it is. That was the second thing. I wanted to be able to do work that allowed me the flexibility to be with my daughter whenever I wanted to be. And then the third thing was pretty simple. I think some of you will laugh at this. I did not want to continue to work with assholes. Simple. Those were my 3 things. But I didn't know what would allow me to do that. I feel you. I feel you. How many of you here are Turkish? You guys have heard of Rumi? So Rumi said, that which you are seeking is also seeking you. And that is how I found the world of franchise consulting. It's a bit of a convoluted story, but that's the world I found, and I said, oh my gosh, there's actually a legitimate legal way for me to have this kind of lifestyle that I want, to create the kind of income that I wanted, to create the kind of lifestyle that I wanted with my family. That got me to the world of franchises. It is the privilege of my life to work with the clients that I work with. Amazing, amazing people. So multiply this times 50. These are the people that I work with every day. How can I not be happy, right? That's my story in a little bit of a nutshell. So I'll leave it there.
Thank you, dear. So what I want to do, I want to ask each of you will tell your name. If you're a business owner, if you're thinking about opening a business, and let's chat. Let's talk about how we can help each other, how we can empower each other. You want to do that, gentlemen? You as well. Okay, I'll start from here.
Hi everyone, my name is Benita. What brings me here? Fazul. I met her about a year and a half ago, and I'm still looking to do my own business at some point. I'm not there yet. Hopefully I will get there. So I met her for franchise consulting, and that's my dream at some point to be able to own a business. Right now I work at a company called Connect. I'm a software engineer by profession. So that's what I do. And I'm here to just network and know more about the business world.
Who's next?
Hadi
You can, please.
Oh, sorry, again. Yes.
From
Yeah, I
there,
can
please.
speak a lot because my voice is very loud.
No problem.
It's enough. My name is Hatice. I am from Turkey. I have been here almost for 9 months. I was a banker in my country. Just I retired. After retirement, I came here. I am interested in running business here. Just I met Gizem. I am why I am here. I want to learn more. Yeah, from your experience,
Learn from each other.
yeah. Thanks.
Thank you.
My name is Handan, and I have been here in 22 years. And when I came here and I started working as an accountant, class. And then I get involved too much that I realized that I really love payroll, and I became a payroll professional. And now I came in I am in somewhere that I started working with Booz Allen and big corporation, and that point that everything I know, and I felt like I am not belong there, and I have to do my own thing. And she is my inspiration. Yes. So, but I am always afraid, and I don't know why, and I had a fear that I can't do it. But that's why I have to get rid of that fear. I have to be out there, and yes, I can do it. I want to open my consulting business because I have all those experience, and I start working some companies, helping them to resolve their payroll tax related issues. That give me little courage, but not enough yet. I am not there, but I would love to do that. That's me.
Who else?
Hi, I'm Suzanne Ock. I'm born and raised in the DC area by a Turkish dad and a Brazilian mom, so there's all sorts of things there. Yeah. So I have a background in biology and did biology research in labs for several years, worked with West Nile virus and Zika virus, and I enjoyed that work. However, I realized I'm an extreme extrovert. I love people. I'm also kind of squeamish, so working with blood 40 hours a week wasn't really like my cup of tea. Somehow it happened. But right now I'm tutoring part-time, which I enjoy so much. I love working with high schoolers and teaching them math and science. And I'm also working on a small art business, and I've been promoting my artwork on social media and making some sales online and through galleries. So I'm hoping to grow that. Thank you.
You rock. Fantastic. While we're going around the room, I want you to think about a passion. Just one word. Just think about it. What's that thing that I'm so passionate about? Because once you're deciding to go on this road, you're going to be working with the toughest boss ever, which will be yourselves. Okay? And you'll see how hard it can be making decisions along the way. So you really have to convince that boss that you're passionate and you're up for it. So I want you to just think that through while we're learning more about you. And that was definitely a thing that will keep you going, because starting a business is one thing, maintaining is another thing. Making it sustainable is probably much, much harder than where you started. Do you want to add to that?
Wow, that's a loaded one. I guess the lens I would provide is particularly when you think about starting a business, there are really three ways that you can start a business. You can start a business from scratch, like Mark Zuckerberg at Facebook, from scratch. You can buy an existing business from its owner. That's your business now. Or third, you can buy a franchise. And of all the three different ways in which you can start a business, one of the most sustainable, least risky, shortest to profitability path to business ownership is probably going to be through franchise ownership. Franchises by their very nature allow you to do that, because it's all about standardized systems and processes that you follow once you buy into a franchise. When you look at the average small business owner, they look pretty darn exhausted, don't they? Why do you think that is? They're the CEO and the janitor and everything else in between. And on top of that, they are creating systems and processes from scratch. When you become a franchisee, that is not what you should be doing. Your franchise, your parent company, if they're robust, if they're good, if they're reputable, they will take care of certain back-end administrative functions for you. You as the business owner, you as the franchisee, you will probably do a handful of activities that only you as the business owner should be doing. Generating clients, doing this, getting word out and about in the community that Turkish Coffee Lady exists. Here we are, here's what we do, come on over, we're having these events, right? If she didn't do that, yeah, she could give it to somebody else on the team, like this lovely gentleman who's very scary looking most of the time. I'm teasing, I love you. But there are certain things that she as the business owner has to do, because she's also the face of the business, right? And this is where I think women have incredible strength as franchisees, because we still live in a world where, love you guys, but where male is still the norm, right? In a lot of industries. When a woman comes into the picture, women that look like me and you and you and you and you, and we come with our own flavor, with our accents, with the way we do things, with our strengths, with our superpowers, that, my friend, is your value proposition. That is what makes you stand out. So don't try to blend in. Starting a business is very easy, right? Go to the Virginia State Corporation Commission. Pay $100, boom, you're done. That wasn't so hard. Well, the hard part begins after that. It's the staying in business year after year after year. When you go through life stuff, you become a mother, something happens, somebody dies, right? Lots of things can happen. So yeah, staying in business is the hard part.
Exactly. So let me tell you a little bit more about the business I'm running right now. So here we are a family. I don't see myself as the owner. We are all owners. We work so well together because we respect, first of all, to each other. And the thing is, when you have really good team members, they are your brand ambassadors. You cannot be at the business at all times. It's impossible. But once you have a good team, they will act as the ambassadors. I was away from my business for 6 months. I had to, because we opened on December 12th last year. And we had a great opening here. We had 500 people from the community, ambassadors, American friends. It was a great opening. My dream came true. I cannot even express how incredible that day was. After all that hard work, being a mother of a 1-year-old, and there it is. We made it happen. And then, in January, we're still doing okay. We're starting to move the business along. And then I find out I have breast cancer. One day I'm driving to the coffee shop. I drop off my daughter to the daycare. I'm a little late, so I'm like rushing. You know, 9:45 is crazy. So I'm like, I'm gonna be late, and I got my test results. And I was shocked. January 22nd, the day I find out I have this illness. Of course, I was upside down. I came in just, crying. And we had some customers here. They come always in the morning. They wonder what happened, and I told them, and they just hugged me. They said, we're going to get through this. We're here for it. That's how we built a community. And it's been just 2 months. People just understand what you're going through sometimes, and you have the help. You are stronger than you think. You have the support you have. And I decided to go to Turkey, my home country, because I had a baby, and it was impossible to get the treatment here while running a business, taking care of a baby, trying to stay healthy, doing chemo. First, my family said, come to Turkey. I was like, how can I? I cannot make my business here. I worked so hard for it. It's impossible. I cannot go to Turkey. But then I realized my health is more important, my baby is more important. So I said, you know what? I have to make this decision. And I was again so lucky. Besim, Layla, Seher, ladies, Feriha, Serpil, and the community, and the close friends. They embraced the shop, and I was able to leave. And when I was taking chemo, I was, you know what? My story's in the pants. I don't have to worry. I just need to focus on my head. And I did. And after chemo, I had the surgery. And I came back just a couple of weeks ago, and the business is here. They didn't even need me, apparently. But I got healthy. The business is doing good. We're talking about franchising opportunities, so things happen. There will be more challenges along the way. It's never over. But women are so strong, So starting this business is something that we can all do, if you have a passion for it. Do not wait for a promotion. Design your own title. That's what we do.
That's right. Don't wait for the promotion. Don't wait for somebody else to tell you how much you're worth. Right? Think of that. In the job situation, I did that when I was an employee. We've all done that. We wait for the year-end review. Remember those? Yeah. You work to it, you hope that the boss looks at you favorably, and you get that 0.00001% bonus at the end of the year, right? Don't wait for that. If there's something, this is what I've found. If you have an idea, if you have a thought that does not let you go, you think about it all the time. I don't know what it is for you, but a lot of us, we have that. Something in us that won't let us go. Think about that. Can you monetize that? Can you create a situation where people pay you to do that? A business is only a hobby until somebody actually pays you hard, cold cash for your product or your service, right? It's only a hobby until you get paid. We each have that. What is it for you? Find that. Let's hone it. Right? That's one of the things I do with my clients. There are people who are more evolved. They come with a very good understanding of who they are and what they're about. I'm going to make a judgment call here and say most of us here are immigrants, just looking at faces, right? And I say, and you count too, even though you grew up here, it's okay. I did not leave my country and my family and all that I knew and come to the United States with $47 in my pocket, yes. I had a beat up green suitcase, which I still have, by the way. I will never throw that thing away. It's horrible. But it means a lot to me because it held my world when I came here in 1993. I had nothing, $47, that's all the money my father gave me. Came on an almost full scholarship, worked my way through college, had no idea what the hell I was doing. I still don't actually, so nothing has changed in that sense. But you figure it out. You take it a step at a time, right? But it begins with you. There's a lot of help, there's a lot of support around you, but it begins with you and your desire to create a change. You may not be there yet, work on it. Work on it. Where do you need to be, right? It's a process.
And following up on that, it's about the vision you create. So we are thinking about our passion, right? Now think about a vision for that passion. How you can make it a vision. How you can add value to other people's lives. How you can create a problem, solve a problem that others haven't, solved. So think about the ways, like be a radar. Surrounding your vision, be a radar for opportunities. Do not rush it, but also if you want to start now, do not be afraid of working with a small budget. That can make you more creative sometimes. I had a tiny budget to open this place. You wouldn't believe. Tiny. But it happened. If I had $1 million, I probably wouldn't know what to do with it. But when you become creative and so committed and so dedicated, then you know you're on the right track. So I want to open up the floor for questions. But again, I want you to think about the passion, and the next level is the vision. All right, here we go. Do you have any questions for Faisal? Let's talk about just the process very quick. I have an idea. Where do I go from here?
So what Hazem's talking about is what we call franchise development. So you have an idea, you have a business. She had an idea with very little money. She didn't have a lot of resources, but she was incredibly resourceful, right? A lot of people I speak to will say, Faisal, but I don't have a lot of money. Okay, what else do you have? Money is the easy way out. It is sometimes more important to be resourceful than to be able to have resources, right? She had an idea, she did what she needed to do with what she had, and here we are about a year later, right? To the point where we are now talking about, can Turkish Coffee Lady become a national franchised brand? I want that to sink in for you guys. What does that mean? There will be a Turkish Coffee Lady in every town in America. Boom! There you go, right? And where did it come from? It was a seed of an idea she had. 1 year, ladies and gentlemen, 1 year, right? Whatever it is for you. There's lots of resources out there, but it begins with you. You must be resourceful. One other thought I had when this lovely lady was speaking, and she said, I'm a little fearful. Absolutely. If you didn't feel any fear, you would be 6 feet under the ground. That's a given. But you shouldn't let that stop you and stymie your efforts. I'm going to share something with you guys. I'll probably butcher it. Somebody far wiser than me said this. When the winds of change blow, and by the way, we live in a world where change is every day, every moment, right? When the winds of change blow, some people build walls, while others choose to build windmills. Okay? Which one are you going to be? Are you going to build a wall so you can be safe within 4 walls? Or will you look at the winds of change blowing around you and say, God damn, here's an opportunity, let me go out there and build a windmill? Right? It's up to you. It's up to you.
And I have one more question. So, for women who thinks about just doing a business on the side, like a small business. You know, she has a full-time job. She wants to make an impact. She cannot really quit the job because she needs the financial situation, the resources. So, what do you suggest, like for those kind of small businesses? What should be the steps? You know, if they cannot take the big leap, if they cannot take the big risk just to quit everything and, okay, you know what, I'm going to be my own boss, this is what I'm going to do.
There's something very magical about taking action. Think about it for a moment. We get scared, we get paralyzed, perhaps we have too many options in front of us, perhaps we have too few. Whatever the scenario, we get paralyzed. Oh, I don't know which way to go. Here's the thing, I don't care what the hell it is. Take a step forward. If it means going to Google and typing in whatever that thing is and reading one article a day, do it. There are many opportunities around you, right? Many times multi-level marketing companies get a bad rap because a lot of them do lots of crazy stuff, but not all of them are bad. And they can provide you an opportunity. They can be invaluable in teaching you some certain skill sets that you will need wherever you go. How do you speak with a complete stranger? How do you develop a base of clients? How do you sell a product or a service? There are many things you can learn from these types of opportunities. Start there. It doesn't mean that you end there, right? We are all at different stages in our lives and our careers. Mothers, not mothers, married, single, divorced, whatever. But if there's a seed of an idea that won't let you go, pay attention to that. It is there to tell you something. You can keep ignoring it. I ignored mine for many years, but it didn't let me go. So find that.
And also let's talk about the naysayers. You all know they exist. So when you have an idea, people say, you cannot do that. How can you handle that? Where are you going to find the money? There's no way. You have a family to take after and, you just is not up for it. And you will hear it all the time, and I did, all the time. And in some ways, maybe they were right. In some ways, they were wrong. So I want to ask you, now we thought about the passion, we talked about the vision. What's blocking you from taking you to the next step? Yes. So, just one thing. Just tell yourself, I want to do this, I have this incredible passion inside me, I cannot stop thinking about it, and I'm going to build a solution around it, I'm going to make it a business, a sustainable business, I'm going to grow into a franchise, I'm going to open more stores, I'm going to open gyms, you name it. What is stopping you? Just think about that.
Maybe scare, maybe
Fear.
maybe we want to scare about losing money. Because we have just little money and just after that, if I get a business, if I lose them, just I'm afraid of them.
So how do you not lose money? So how can you create that roadmap for yourself?
Actually, this market is different for me. In Turkey, I know everything very well. I know market, but now I don't know what is the market, what is going on in the market. Just
the local knowledge, right? You need
That's
the
why-
resources.
Yeah, resources.
You need to talk to people who
The
are in this
others,
business. You need mentors, right? So I was in the same situation. Last September, this is after we met, I'm about to sign the lease. Everything is almost all set, but I need more funding. And I thought to myself, how can I get more? This is what I had. So I Googled, some women entrepreneur funding options. And I found this place called Women Business Center in Virginia, in Arlington. I'm sorry, Alexandria. So I took a chance. I just, went to their workshop. It's like a orientation kind of thing. And I met the most incredible woman help others. So this is another thing. There are people out there stopping you from what you want to do, but you don't realize there are people out there, they're dying to help you, and they have the resources. You just don't know. You have to look for it. So I went in there. We become close friends too, because they came to the opening. They were sending prayers and everything during my treatment. They are there for me, and they helped me go through that process. Otherwise, I was having a heart attack. I did, really. Nervous breakdowns, yes. It happens, but do not forget, there are always resources. You just need to find the right one. Don't stop looking for other people, trying to support others. And this is why we're having this event. If you have doubts, always come to us, talk to us. There are many other women like us really trying to empower other women entrepreneurs, because the entrepreneurial journey is very difficult, I have to tell you, and especially for women. My opening was delayed. We were supposed to open November 13th. We could only open in December because my supplier didn't send my equipment. We had so many issues just because. So, you are stronger than you think. Questions?
Herkese merhaba. Hi everyone. I'm Zara, Zarifa Zara. I am one of those people that are dying to help, with that passion in me that I found after many years. I was in banking business, and I was dying in my business. For 15 years I kept doing it, and each day was nightmare. I'm going there, but I'm not going there. And I didn't know what I wanted to do. I applied many jobs. I had many good qualifications for other corporations. I had everything I needed to just change my job, but it didn't happen. And since it's not happening, I started to think, so what is it there? Why is it not happening? What is it that I'm looking for? And then I come across to this word, which is soul purpose, or soul mission, or passion. It was like the first time I was hearing in my life. And then I'm like, oh God, there is something like that. And then I heard something, everyone in this earth has a mission, has a passion, is here for something unique, only for that person, which is so unique. Only you can do it as best as you can. So I started to seek for that. And then I was like, okay, what is it? Why am I here? Why am I here? And there started my question, what is my passion? And I was in my journey, and I was taking so many workshops, seminars, and everything. And one day I woke up with this smile in my face like a Garfield. You know Garfield? You can't stop that. I was ecstatic with the feeling. I know what I want to be. And then I find what I want to be. I'm a personal transformation coach. That was my passion, and that changed my life from, I can't describe from where to where, but like a miracle. From the beginning till this moment I'm talking to you. It's such a bliss, such a grateful feeling I have. And my passion is to share this. Yes, it is possible to change. Yes, it is possible to find that. And yes, it is so easy to do what you are here for. And so easy. You don't have to think about it that much. You just have to put it in action and ask for help. Open for help, because I repeated this twice this morning. I believe in this so much. Einstein says, you cannot solve a problem with the same mindset. So you need that third eye. You need that neutral place. You need that to see where you are in. What is your obstacle? What is blocking you? What mindset? What habitual behavior? What belief that is limiting you? You need that. And it doesn't have to be, you don't have to create the bomb again, the atom again. It can be something very simple. So just open yourself to receive what is already with you. And thank you so much for this day. Yes, it's such an honor to be here and to be talking. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing your personal story with us. Thank you. She actually made a good point. We're also going to talk about the mission. So you help your clients, right?
Yes.
So how many clients you started with?
So I was still working when I decided I wanted to be a coach. I was still working at the bank. I didn't have any money to get to take all what I needed. The workshops, seminars. I had to finance it. I made myself a plan, and I said, if this is what I am meant to be here, it will happen. I trusted my feeling, and I said to God, okay, help me. If this is what is correct, then make it happen. And I was working at the bank. I can only ask for 2 holidays a year. So, and it's not seen in the bank, they don't give you extra holidays. So, and I needed holidays like every second Friday. I had to take it off. And I made myself a plan, and I said, okay, now schedule it. Now what I want to do, a 1 year of training plan from various places. And then I went to my manager, and I said, I need help. I need to take my vacation, 25 days of vacation, one by one in a year, to be able to become a coach. And I want this. Can you help me? How can I make this happen? And I didn't put any expectation because I was asking if this is the right thing. It will happen eventually. And he said, okay. And I was like, what? Really? He said, yeah, you can do that. And I couldn't believe that. It was like 1 second. He said, yes, you can do that. And that was my confirmation. Yes, this is what you need to do. And I just followed it. Did I answer your question? Yeah. Okay.
Congratulations for starting your own venture. She reminded me, Starbucks, right? One of our competitors. The CEO of Starbucks was born and he grew up in projects in Brooklyn.
But when he had an idea, he went to more than 200 investors to build a coffee shop. They all rejected him. 200
investors, they said no. But he was so committed to his new venture, and it's actually kind of similar to what
franchise store. I don't know if you saw the movie with founders, but I would definitely suggest watching that movie with founders. A lot of lessons for business owners.
he
Was rejected many times, and then Bill Gates.
he was one of the investors later on, and a couple more. That's how we start. We will get no along the way. That's for sure. It will just change your direction. Okay, that's all. You're going into a path. You'll just need to make different angles to get to that path.
And you will be tested.
And you will be tested, yes.
The universe will test you. How much do you want this to?
Exactly. And
Failures too. And there will be failures. Of course.
definitely. So you just need to learn from those failures as you go on. But let everything, be a lesson and do not give up. Right? We're gonna wrap up. If you have any more questions, the floor is yours. Otherwise, I'll give the microphone to us.
I'll try to talk loud enough. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
I just wanted to say that I've had the pleasure of meeting both of you on Twitter. So hi.
I wonder why you look so familiar.
No, I was just saying social media. I wanted to know if social media has contributed to your businesses, and if so, how?
First of all, she's a very incredible blogger. I follow you. I can't believe you're here. Thank you so much. So you want to start? Or social media? Thank you.
It's interesting. So my good friend over there, Hadil, this lady is a social media maven, and let me just say that I am in awe of her all the time. Social media is not my thing, right? So everybody these days will say you need to be on LinkedIn and Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and Snapchat, and this goes on. Oh, and by the way, you still have to run your business every day while you're doing all that, right? So I heard a lot of this stuff, and I will tell you, if I sit down with you, I can share in more details. I have built my business very organically. I have gone against the tide. If most of the people went down path A, I said, why is path B so empty? There's probably more opportunities there. It might be a little harder to get to, but there might be more opportunities there, and that's what I did. With social media, Sarah, what I did was, for example, I'll take Facebook. I have been very selective about the Facebooks that I will join. They're typically alumni groups from schools that I have graduated, or where I have a certain strong connection to the other group members. Consistency is the name of the game, even though, my friend, Twitter is my least consistent thing. I have to say that to you. Facebook and LinkedIn is where I'm most active. And when you're active and you're consistent and you put your message out every day, and by the way, you cannot be canned. I don't use a company that sends a LinkedIn or a Facebook message at 8:01 every morning. That's not what I do. So when you see the stuff I put out, you know it's being organically done by a real human being. That's what I choose to put out. I will wear my heart on my sleeve many times because I get very intimate with my clients. I say my clients don't come to me they don't come to me so that I can help them find their perfect fit franchise. Yeah, they do, but not really. What comes out in eventual conversations is this: Faizun, can you help me find a business that meets A, B, and C? And once I find that business, it will help me transform and recreate my life because I am unhappy right now. That's really what they're asking for, right? And so the kinds of messages I put out on social media, that's what I try to get at. I have gotten enormous, and I've spoken to Hadil and her brother, who, by the way, is an amazing guy, and he does social media too. Your brother said to me, "Are you serious?" He said, "This is the kind of traction I have on Facebook." He said, "This is the kind of stuff you will sometimes get with paid advertising." Right? Authentic message with people who really care about the message you're putting forward. Yes, social media, LinkedIn, Facebook for me are the two top ones that I've used. And it's really what Gizem's done with this business is a sole individual created a movement, a cultural diplomacy movement, right? And the point is to be able to bring together people from different backgrounds over a cup of coffee. That's a really young step.
Great question. I'm so glad you brought it up. So here's my answer. I am a storyteller. And I'm not only telling my own entrepreneurial story, but I'm talking about how Turkish coffee culture transformed societies over 500 years. That's my story. So Turkish coffee is the world's first coffee brewing technique. And it represented peace, love, compassion for centuries. And when I first came to the United States as a student in Boston, I really thought that Turkey was underappreciated and Turkish culture wasn't really known. The low awareness made me think that I should do something about it and I should take action. So when I studied nation branding and cultural diplomacy at Emerson College, I said, this is my chance to do something about it. But it took me 10 years to get here. You know, I graduated in 2008. I started doing some cultural diplomacy projects. I started a website, like a social networking page. You know, you could talk about Turkey, post pictures and things like that. And we saw that the community we created wanted to come together and have coffee and just know each other. So we started doing events back in 2011. We partnered with the ATDC, American Turkish Association of Washington, D.C., Turkish Embassy. We did Turkish Coffee Culture Series. We got incredible response. And tell the story of Turkey and what Turkey has to offer. So I quit my job at the embassy. I work with incredible volunteers like Skube, like Zeynep, many others. Zeynep. Local volunteers. So we just started the Turkish Coffee Truck, all volunteer, non-profit. We started just giving away free coffee, building friendships. We just wanted to say hi. That was it. And again, it just became so popular. We traveled to Europe, we traveled to Canada. So that's my story. I'm talking about, how this culture has been shaping us for years. And one thing, because the coffee beans were brought to Istanbul in 1517, it got so popular in the Ottoman Palace and on the streets. The coffee house culture now we rely on is coming from Turkey, but nobody knows about it. So that's my responsibility. It's my mission, and it's my vision to spread, the love for Turkish coffee culture, for Turkish heritage. So that's my story. And social media has been helping a lot. When you're touring, posting pictures from the tour, people are saying, where are you going to be the next day? You can respond them quickly. We're going to London next month with the coffee truck, so I can, update our followers. I can just give them a heads up, we'll be in London. So it's an incredible tour. We are on Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, you name it, all over. Social media. Come together, just feel comfortable, feel like, yes, I'm supported by a community. I'm not alone. I can talk to people and I can just go up to my dream. That's the mission. That's the story. And hopefully, we'll have more of these events. And you come and you say, after this event, I start my own business, and that's how we succeed, right? Any last words?
Said it perfectly.
Okay, thank you.
Your staff is amazing, and they are so welcoming, and I feel like home every day.
Yes,
I
I was
feel like all the stuff. They are
I was gonna thank them definitely. Yes, big round of applause to the staff, Stella, Lyra, Brooklyn, and many others. Just 3 things remember from this event. What was the first thing? Courage in the inside and support from the outside will take a long way. Courage, support, and passion. That's all we need. Thank you. And thank you.